A king! That's what Israel wanted most. They saw other nations with powerful kings, tall, shiny, leading armies, making their people feel safe. Israel wanted to be like them. "Give us a king," they cried, but God was already their king, the one who rescued them, parted the Red Sea, fed them in the desert. Still, the people wanted someone they could see, a human leader with a crown and sword. They went to Samuel, God's prophet. "We want a king," they demanded. Samuel was heartbroken. He knew they were turning away from God. Samuel prayed and God answered, "Listen to them. They're not rejecting you, but me. Give them a king." But God wanted them to understand the cost. Samuel warned, "A king will take your sons for soldiers, your daughters for servants, your best fields and animals. One day you'll regret this." The people refused to listen. "No, we want a king to lead us and fight for us." They wanted a human hero, not their forever God. So God let them have their way. Samuel prepared to find Israel's first king. The people's hearts were set, but God's plan was still unfolding. Israel would learn what it meant to choose a king like everyone else. Their story was about to change forever. The search for a king had begun. Samuel waited for God's direction. The people waited for their new leader. God watched, knowing what was ahead. Israel's wish would come true, but not as they expected. Sometimes getting what you want isn't what you need. The people would soon discover the difference. God's love for them would not end, even as they chose their own way. The stage was set for a new chapter in Israel's story. A king was coming, but would he be the king they hoped for? Only time would tell. The secret anointing, a whisper from God. God told Samuel, "I'll show you the man." Saul from the smallest tribe was searching for lost donkeys, not a crown. Tall and humble, Saul had no idea what awaited him. Saul's servant suggested visiting Samuel, the man of God. God had already told Samuel, "Tomorrow a man from Benjamin will come, anoint him." When Samuel saw Saul, he knew this was God's choice. Samuel welcomed Saul, honored him and saw his humble heart. God chooses the humble, not the powerful. The next morning, Samuel took Saul aside, poured oil on his head and whispered, "The Lord has anointed you, you will lead his people." It was a quiet, sacred moment, just Samuel, Saul and God. Saul was set apart, chosen to be king. He didn't feel important, but God saw his heart. God's plan was unfolding in secret. Saul was now Israel's first king, even if no one else knew yet. The journey from lost donkeys to a crown had begun. God's whisper had changed everything. Saul was chosen, the king was anointed. Signs and wonders, a new heart for a new king. Saul doubted he could be king, so Samuel gave him signs. "You'll meet men who tell you the donkeys are found, others who give you bread, and prophets praising God." The biggest sign, God's Spirit will come upon you. You'll be changed into a new person. As Saul left Samuel, God gave him a new heart. Everything happened as Samuel said, each sign, step by step. When Saul met the prophets, God's Spirit filled him, and he prophesied. People were amazed. What happened to Saul? God was showing everyone he can transform anyone for his purpose. Saul, once a humble farmer, was now God's chosen leader. The new king had a new heart. God was with him. Now it was time for all Israel to see their king. Samuel gathered the people, cast lots, and Saul was chosen, but he was hiding. They found him, and Samuel declared, "See the man the Lord has chosen." Some doubted, but soon a crisis came. An enemy attacked. The Spirit of God filled Saul with courage. He rallied Israel, led them to victory, and rescued the town. Doubters were silenced. Now everyone saw God was truly with Saul. The people celebrated their new king. Saul had proven himself. Israel had their leader. After the victory, Samuel gathered the people one last time. "You asked for a king, and God gave you one," he said. Samuel reminded them of God's faithful love and rescue. You turned from God, but he still loves you. Serve him with all your heart. To show God's power, Samuel prayed. Thunder and rain came in the dry season. The people were afraid and confessed their sin. Samuel comforted them. "Don't be afraid. Serve God, and it will go well for you and your king. But if you turn away, God's hand will be against you." Even with a human king, God was still their true king. The choice was theirs: follow God or be lost.